welcome to Strength Reversed. It's Amy. Thank you so much for being here today. Today I am talking about what we don't usually talk about. The unsung hero of the tarot deck, the part that doesn't get enough love, attention, or credit, and that is the B side of your deck, the tarot back. The back of the deck. The deck back. And I was getting together decks to do a VR to Ravneet at Winds of Reflection a couple weeks ago. Of course, as per usual, I'm the last one to get my act together. She did a hashtag called hashtag show us your backs, and she had some prompts about which back of the deck is the most beautiful, which back of the deck would you make into a journal cover, things like that. So as I was looking, I started thinking about my deck back green flags and red flags. What are my preferences? What are my pet peeves? And then I started thinking, like many of us do when we've had a tarot channel for a while, haven't I said this somewhere before in another video? And I couldn't find it, so I'm just going to remake it. So I guess I'll list my green flags and red flags, and then I'll show you some examples of the good, the bad, and the completely unfortunate. First of all, what I think makes a good back of the deck, the green flags, are simplicity. Of course, it should be attractive, and it should go with the theme of the deck and not feel random, but maybe not so much on the nose. It doesn't have to be very literal, but also it has to be reversible. For me, I'm going to take away a star from my rating of the deck if the back is not reversible. I do read reversals, and when I lay the cards out face down, I don't like to know what card is underneath. I don't want to know if it's reversed or not until I'm ready to flip the card over. I don't want any information before I'm ready. So having a non-reversible back of the deck is a real bummer. I don't know if I've ever not gotten a deck that I wanted based on the back of the deck. But like I said, it might detract from the overall rating. So those are some green flags. Simple, thematic, and reversible for sure. And then some of my red flags. I don't like it when the back has a border that is not needed. Just like the front of the deck. Borders usually don't bother me if they're not overpowering or if they don't take up too much space. But on the back of the deck, why? I also don't like it if it's too busy. And I don't like it, of course, if it's not reversible. And I have this thing about pictures on the back of the deck. When it's not easy to tell, am I looking at the back of the card or the front of the card? I want the back to look like the back and not to have, I don't want a portrait. I don't want a picture. I don't want something that's too similar to the front of the deck. Actually, I have a really good example over there, but I'll use what I have. So I'm just going to show you some backs of the decks and tell you whether I like them or not. We'll start with the worst back of all time, and that is the classic RWS, the Argyle sock. Just why? I look at this, I'm enraged every time I look at the back of this deck. Just WTF. I mean, literally anything else would be better. I can't take it. Is this not focusing, or are my eyeballs not focusing? I don't know anymore. A back that I really, really love, of course, is my Robin Wood. Now, I don't need the border on this, but I don't feel like the border detracts from it. The Robin Wood deck is a little more Celtic-y in flavor, and so we have something a little more Celtic-y on the back. It's neutral, but it's pretty. It goes with the theme without being too on the nose, and it's totally reversible, which I like. So Robin Wood, of course, perfection. Some other backs that I like, this is the Mystical Cats Tarot, and it's really cute, just like the deck. It kind of reflects the personality of the deck. It's just cute. It's cheeky. It's fun. And it has a cat theme without being too much. And it's totally reversible. I really like this one. It's a good one. This is the Deviant Moon. Do we need the border? No. Does it take away from the back? No. But it has a moon theme. It's a pretty and simple design, and it's reversible, and I love it. This one is the Dreamkeepers Tarot. I wish there was a little more contrast, but it's very pretty and flowy and flowery, and it goes with that feeling, but it doesn't, the deck isn't like, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's modest. It's kind of humble. It like is happy to be a back of the deck and not the main character. This is the Titanic Tarot, and I love the nautical theme, and it's totally reversible. Even the little flags, the White Star Line flags in the middle of the wheels are reversible, so that I like. This is just from a holographic tarot. It's simple, it's reversible, it's not overpowering, it's pretty, it's attractive. Does it go with the personality of the deck? I mean, okay. It's not the best. It's a B+. Some that I don't love for various reasons. This one is the Universal Weight. Why the border? If this went all over the back, if it was borderless, that would be perfect. The front does also have a border, which doesn't bother me, but it sticks out like a sore thumb on the back. Otherwise, I really like the back, and in fact, I bought this deck because it's so much better than Argyle Sock. This is the Mystical Moments, and it's a pretty back, but it's really busy, and there's not enough contrast for me, so it kind of sometimes just looks dirty because the design should be darker so that it pops a little more, and then it would be nice. Here's an example of, this is the Tarot of a Moon Garden. Is it the back? Is it the front? Is the front? It's the back. It's the back. It's the front. I don't know. You don't know at first glance. It's the back. It's the front. It's, you know, I don't like that. I mean, it's pretty, but it's too much. And then we have the backs that are just completely not reversible. This is a Thoth deck. It's the green Thoth. I know this is a coveted deck. I got it at some garage sale years ago and thought I just should have that deck, and I never use it. This is the back. It's too much. It might have meaningful symbolism, but it's not reversible, and it's just, again, is it the front of the card? Is it the back of the card? This is the Mott Tarot, and here we have the feather. So I don't mind this border because the border is decorative. It's not just that white border. And I like the idea of having Mott's feather that she weighs your heart against, but it's not reversible. Alas, it just takes away from the overall picture, because I don't like having that and going, it's a reversal. I don't want to know until I flip it over. Now, there are some deck backs that are sneaky because at first glance, they look reversible, but they're not reversible. And then once I find that one tiny little barely visible thing on the back that's not reversible, I can't unsee it, and that's all my eyes can see when I look at the back of the deck. So here we have the Star Trek: The Next Generation, and we have the saucer section of the Enterprise, and it should be reversible except for these two like laurel leaves in the middle. And so it's not reversible. Otherwise, it would be a cool deck back, but they ruined it. Make them reversible. And then we have the Radiant Wise Spirit, which has the lilies and the roses. And because it's upright here and reversed here, you would think, oh, this is reversible. But it's not reversible, because if you look in the middle, you have this 5-pointed flower, the white one in the middle and the red one on the outside. So it's 1 and then 2. You see how that doesn't work? It has to have an even number. Otherwise, now all I can see is this thing in the middle telling me that it's a reversed card. And I can't stand it. Let me know in the comments what your green flags and red flags are for the back of the deck. I could go on. I could show you many, many decks that I have and all of my opinions, but I want to save some for the VR that I'm going to do. Am I too picky? I don't think so. I just have my standards. Okay, a girl's got to have standards. Let me know about your deck back preferences, and I will see you next time. Bye.